Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Big Niagara's Views. I'm here again with my dad, and Padre, you person, imposter. No. And we are talking about Doctor Strange, the new movie that just came out. I'm here visiting, and we saw it in 3D, and holy shit, that was beautiful of a movie. Pretty much. So what do you think of it, like, in general?
I thought it was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. Do I think it's, a masterpiece? No, the movie had some weaknesses, that's for sure. But, for your money, it's good. The 3D is fantastic. If you didn't see it in 3D, well, you blew it.
Yeah,
you blew
pretty
it.
much.
You blew it. But it wasn't a bad effort by Marvel, but I have seen better. What about you?
Yeah. I definitely agree. This is the visualization of this character. So first of all, the basis of this story. It follows Doctor Strange. First one, he was a doctor, and then he's an asshole in the beginning, just like in the comics and everything like that. And then he gets in a car wreck, wrecks his hands. He can't do any more doctor stuff. He can't take care of anyone and do his job anymore. So he goes over, gets enlightenment, and a lot more complicated than that. And basically he becomes the defender of our realm kind of a thing. But and that's the gist of the story. And this is a spectacularly beautiful film. I mean, about the only one that I can think of close to this would be Inception. Inception definitely, with the way that they were bending the world around them. And it was a combination of that art style and Avatar's depth. I mean, Avatar is just beautiful on everywhere that you're seeing. In this one, it blended those two aspects of some of my favorite visually stunning films, and it did a really amazing job. Yeah. So, what? So, what was your favorite character in this?
Favorite character? Well, I gotta say Doctor Strange. I mean, Cumberbatch can really act.
Oh, yeah.
That guy, he was not meant to be Khan, but in this movie, I think he fits Doctor Strange pretty well. Pretty dry, pretty snotty. Yeah. He's just a fantastic actor, so he pulled it off.
Yeah. I gotta say, I loved Doctor Strange as a character. Benedict Cumberbatch is one of my favorite actors, especially in Sherlock and some of that. Sherlock, I love that show. And I disagree with the Khan comment that you made, but I'm kind of in the middle.
What? I think you can't compare him to Ricardo Montalban. Come on.
I'm not comparing.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee.
Help me. Oh. Well, he has a point.
I just might.
Might is a key word, my friend. But,
might. Stupid joke. Move on.
Yeah, I know. But I gotta say, probably my favorite character in this, was the Cape. The Cape. That stole the show. The Cape of Levitation was funnier than hell. No spoken lines, obviously, but it had a mind of its own when it first comes in, and just protecting Doctor Strange, choosing him, and it was funny as hell when he was in there.
Oh yeah, when it's punching at guys and
smacking them around, just
covering their heads and dragging them around. That was funny stuff. I mean, it reminded me a lot of the rug from Aladdin.
Yeah, it pretty much was
a living, piece of fabric. It was funny.
It was awesome. But yeah, so we got our favorite characters. What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene? I would have to say the fight in New York City. I mean, everyone calls it the Inception idea. Well, look, it was going to come along someday, whether Inception did it first or not. So, but anyways, the 3D folding of the city and the city tearing itself apart. and the cars going over the edge. I mean, that was trippy stuff, and that's why you have to see it in 3D. So,
yeah, that one scene alone makes up for it all, and this movie is filled with scenes where it's spectacularly stunning. Like I said, just the depth of the animation that they have in this film is astounding. It blends. It really does blend Inception and Avatar with their two art styles, and that's also probably one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, it was just spectacular to see everything folding in on itself, and just I was watching this and like, what the fuck am I watching? From time to time, because you have no idea where up and down is. That's what it is all about. I mean, they're going through buildings, they're going through holes in the ground, like just it was awesome to see. So this movie is really amazing. However, because we've said the good things, what was bad about it?
Another problem that Marvel has with some of their movies, like with Thor: Dark World, is the villain just sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, Cyrilius or whatever his name was. What's his story? Okay, he came to the Ancient One to get trained. And what did he do before then? Why did he go to get trained? I don't know. He was weak, and then when they get to the big floating purple head guy,
I forget his name.
That's Dormammu.
Dormammu.
Dormammu, whatever.
Yeah.
So he was disappointing. I mean, Dormammu is a lot more powerful than that. He's not just some floating head, and the movie didn't get him right, and so that was the movie's biggest problem, I think. And then the fact that the Ancient One was an English woman, that made no sense. I don't mind the woman part, trust me, but I'm just saying, they go to the Himalayas to find a white person? No, that was not right. Anyways.
So, my thing is, I don't know the comics. I haven't had a chance to read them. So what happens with a lot of the comic book and other forms and movies that come out is that I watch a lot of different videos on YouTube. I watch all the nerds that know what they're talking about and combine. Oh yeah, right. I'm with my people. And I try to see as much as I can, learn about these different characters before I go and see a movie. And honestly, I didn't really get bothered by that. With the character, but then again, I don't know the source material, so I can see how that would piss off a few people. But yeah, definitely, my biggest concern with this movie were the two villains. The main, so Dormammu, the purple head MODOK on crack. He
what?
He's a
I get it.
With arms that smash him. I love you too, Padre.
Shoo.
Shoo fly, don't bother me. But Dormammu, they say like, oh, he's like this all-powerful being from the dark dimension and whatnot. And then we're like, oh god, he's going to go and destroy the world. Welcome to another Marvel comic movie. And that's all that they're saying. Oh, he's such a big baddie. We need to stop this one dude with the really fucked up eyes, dude, from bringing him back. I forget the actor's name. I remember he played Le Chiffre in Casino Royale.
Yeah, I have no freaking clue who it is.
And he's also going to be in Rogue One.
Yeah, he's in Rogue One as one of the rebel guys, yeah. No, not a rebel guy. He's the guy that designs the Death Star. That's right.
But yeah, that actor, sorry, I forget his name. We see him, they're chasing after him and everything like that. Oh, this is the main villain, but he can't bring back this other big old entity. Then when we finally get to this big purple floating guy, all that we see is, and the climax of the story is really amazing, but simple. I mean, it's a funny way on how Doctor Strange defeats Dormammu. I'm not going to spoil it, but at the same time...
Everything else, no problem, but that scene, nope, not going to do it.
I'm not spoiling it.
Please go on.
I know. But anyway, the way that they do that funny as hell. It's intriguing, like really intriguing, but at the same time, from what they built this up to be, it was just like the puny god moment in Avengers is the climactic ending for this big villain. Okay, I can see why it is, but at the same time, if you're going to have a big villain, have it be the big villain.
Well, they're saving that for Thanos. I mean,
oh yeah, Thanos.
I know they're. I don't know. I've read Thanos in the old comics, and he was a dunce, and he got beaten so easily. But I don't know how he evolved through the years, so I don't know.
Well, still.
Sorry, just go on.
But yeah, so they could have done some better stuff with this, but at the same time, for what it's worth, it's a decent movie. Far from the best, but definitely not the worst I've seen, and least of all the worst from Marvel that they've brought.
No, it's not the worst from Marvel. No,
the worst.
In my opinion, is Incredible Hulk. That stunk.
The original or the
the Incredible Hulk, not Hulk, but Incredible. Oh. Well, Marvel didn't do Hulk.
You are not my father.
Sorry.
Pardon me while I get my father off screen really quick, and then you hear the Wilhelm scream. But yes. Then what do you think that they're going to be doing with this character further? Like, do you think he's supposed to be in Thor Ragnarok?
Are you talking about Doctor Strange?
Yeah. What do you think they'll be doing with him in the future?
Well, in the Infinity Gauntlet, the original story in Marvel, Doctor Strange has a huge part of it, and I don't know if it's going to be the same in the movie, so I don't care what I'm saying. I mean, he's protected in this alternate realm, so Thanos can't destroy him. He doesn't even know where he is. So Doctor Strange has a big influence on what happens to the people of the universe. Will he do something like that? I don't know. Marvel really makes their stuff pretty simplistic now compared to the comics. So, I don't know. I mean, Doctor Strange will have some huge part to play in the Infinity Gauntlet, but what that is, Thanos only knows.
Quite true. For what it's worth, we've definitely seen worse Marvel movies, or more, not just Marvel, like by Disney, but just of this group. I mean, we've seen bad movies before in the comic book stuff. That's basically like a staple. It was for
DC. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Batman vs Superman, aka bullshit. But
you're going off track, Brennan. Come on.
I follow my father.
Focus.
Anyway, but I think that this character, he has a lot more to offer, especially with Benedict Cumberbatch as the main character. That he's definitely going to be in Thor Ragnarok, if I remember correctly. I hope that he's in Infinity Wars if things keep going well. And Benedict Cumberbatch is one of my favorite actors of the recent years. I mean, he's just amazing in all of his roles that I've seen, including Khan, whether you agree with the adaptation or not.
Look, he acted very well. His performance was great. Does he remind me of Ricardo Montalban?
No. I
No.
never said that.
He is Khan. All hail the Khan. All hail the Khan.
Pardon me while we go and clear this out. No, but yeah, still, I think that this is going to be. I think they can start something good here, but they definitely have a lot of ground to cover, and they need to revisit like their old Iron Man stuff and then relearn kind of what it is to make a Marvel movie.
Well, comic book movies are changing. I mean, even Fox is changing their tune. They realize with their X-Men movies they fucked up so bad they have to make new ones.
So I can't wait for Logan. But yeah, still, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, but I think that I think it could go places. But yeah. Anyway, so final verdict. This is a first impressions review, basically, because we haven't had a chance to rewatch it. But
I did.
You bastard.
Just twice.
Oh, just twice, yeah. But what do you give it out of 5?
Out of 5?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. I mean, 4 seems too generous, but 3.5 seems a little frugal. So
Yeah.
maybe 3.75. I don't know.
No, one or the other.
Maybe I'll be 4 just to be nice.
All right.
You know.
I agree, but for what it's worth, this is still a really amazing movie. It made me laugh my ass off a few times, and I think that if as long as you don't look at the negatives too much and go into it, you're still going to really enjoy it. It has some spectacular visuals, really good characters. Even Ben Cumberbatch, this is a really good film all in all. So I can't give it 5 stars. 5 stars. It was not a perfect movie, but it definitely wasn't horrid either. So I'm gonna have to agree with you and give it 4 stars for that reason. But yeah. Anyway, so 4 stars for Doctor Strange so far. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. This is again my dad. Do you have a YouTube channel yet, or are you gonna get your ass in gear?
I'm working on it.
Okay, there we go. And anyway, Big Down Guy here. You can also check out my friend's YouTube channel, Ultimate Spy 53. He does a podcast, which I'm on most every week. And, Xenomorph for your thoughts. He's saying hi. Boom.
Just don't get distracted.
My father is distracting me.
Don't get distracted.
Xenomorph! No, but yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a good one. Bye.